Howdy, howdy, y'all. Um, this is indeed chapter 8. We're at chapter 8, y'all. We're, you know, trucking along, trucking along. It's chapter 8. The self stands beyond mind. So, this is a long chapter by comparison. First off, like this one's like twice as long as the other ones have been, which admittedly still meets us, fairly short. Still like 6 pages. It's not too bad, but by comparison, like the others have been like 3 or so pages, so it's a bit more, heavier. A lot more to it. But I think really more so because of what it's trying to show in terms of like a situation. I mean, there's a lot of the material in this is really like an amalgamation of the previous chapters, a lot of the stuff, and and now that you have like all this stuff from the other chapters in mind, when going through this and seeing this conversation, it adds an interesting, I think, layer and perspective. Like this, because a lot of this, like I say, a lot of the stuff, like in terms of the actual meat and bones of it, is from all the similar chapters too. So it's just really interesting. It's more like the situation, because it seems like the situation is this guy who went to India, and then he's kind of become like a follower of Maharaj in a way. It seems, where he's like becoming one or whatever. Yeah, Maharaj really just throughout this entire thing, this guy will have these. I mean, he's very open and vulnerable and honest, which is probably good, but Maharaj does have a way of like kind of like really getting through. Like he's like, well, what do you mean by this? And well, not even what do you mean by this, but the questions he'll ask. He's very good at like navigating and keeping the conversation. He's always just focused on like the main whole point of it. It's like I am that, right? Like that you're this thing that's more than just beyond mind itself. That is what he is trying to convey, and that's why this chapter is called that. It's pretty straight to the point. Like you're beyond the mind. It's true. You're far more than the mind. You're far. We're this permanent, unchanged thing, fundamentally, and that's why, like by the end of it, that's why because this guy is very obsessed with like permanence. Like he kind of find this out, like he's like he wants to build something, make something that's permanent, that will last. And Maharaj is like, well, I am that. Like you are permanent, like already. Like you just gotta realize it. You gotta find the part that's actually permanent of you. And actually the guy even at one point they were talking about sleep, and he's like, well, I'm not he falls for that, I don't know there's sleep, man. And it's like, I don't remember it. So, and Maharaj, of course, is like, well, just because you don't remember it, which is, remember, this concept, was I discussed in the previous one. I don't remember which one exactly. If you guys remember, please comment below, let me know which chapter he had talked about this before. But yeah, it's like I say, this part's really interesting. Like it's the first time, and I think they actually have a quote in this one that like at the very end, I actually put a quote in, which none of the other chapters have done this, and it's a really good quote. So I'll read it. This is Maharaj's quote: "The seeker is he who is in search of himself. The self is near, and the way to it is easy. All you need doing is doing nothing. Stay open and quiet. That is all." Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's quieting the mind. It's about getting rid of all the static. It's like, tuning, it's like tuning a radio, getting rid of all that static so you can hear the station. And then, it's also about finding the station that puts you in that state of mind, puts you in that bliss. And You know, this is also easier said than done. Because, like, it's one thing to conceptualize it. It's another thing to do it and to be it. You know? And that's the journey we're all going through right now. So, also this one has another picture too, which I found really crazy. So there's had a picture, a quote, like this chapter, all sorts of stuff going on. But overall, like I say, it's a really powerful chapter. Just, I mean, and especially it's just kind of trying to visualize the situation of especially this guy like going all the way to India, and then his Maharaj, just the way he, I think he definitely, he's a very good teacher. He's a very good guru. It's a shame he's not around anymore, obviously, but obviously he always is, right? Anyways, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna let you all go. Y'all have a good one. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.